Hello, everybody. I guess nobody's in here yet. I have to see if. Oh, a little bit more. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to rearrange this. So I guess I can see it better. Hey, everybody. Yes, I'm doing a morning live. I'm trying to. Hey, Helen. Good morning. Rising Diamond Pain, I guess. Rising and grind, I guess they say. Oh, it's good afternoon there. Okay, well, it's 8:30. Well, it's about. It is 7:50 a.m. here. 7:49, 7:50 a.m. I hope you're having a good afternoon. 12:49. Okay, so you're a few hours ahead of me. So is it Thursday there, or is it still Wednesday there? Or are you guys a day ahead? Where are you located at, Helen? If you don't mind me asking. Okay, it is Thursday there. That's cool, because I know some countries actually are like a day ahead. Scotland? Ooh, I bet it's pretty there. I've always wanted to go to Scotland, Ireland, Germany. Places I've always wanted to visit, but I bet that's a beautiful place to live. I don't know about living, but maybe visiting. Like Ireland, I don't know if I could live in Ireland, but I could probably definitely. Scotland. So when I do live like at 10 at night, it's already morning there in Scotland. That is pretty cool though. Oh, that's fun. Zoom can be kind of fun, but it can also be kind of annoying. My fiance does therapy on Zoom, and sometimes he gets annoyed by it. I'm just doing a little quick live, and then I'm probably gonna go back to bed myself. I'm kind of tired. I don't have to be to work till 5. p.m. Well, 5:15 p.m. I should say. I just wanted to do a little live and see if anyone came to a morning live. Everybody has nighttime and afternoon time lives. I get to miss all the lives tonight because I'm gonna be at work. I can check my phone and like text people and stuff like that, but I can't really watch it live at work because I'm a drink runner at my job. Oops. I need to find my. I'm still trying to get my craft room all set up, which I might do that in a little bit. Once I get my craft room all set up, I will possibly show you guys my craft room. But I gotta get it all set up first. Ah, it's okay. Not a big deal. I appreciate you trying though. You can always watch the replay. The last time I tried to do it live, it kept on having a hamster wheel. I had bad weather here, and I admit the internet I got here, I may have to change companies for my internet. We're trying out this inexpensive Wi-Fi company that's in my area. Where I live over a reservoir. So I guess Wi-Fi, like phone, internet, TV companies are kind of like hard to get in the area that I'm at. I don't know what the reason being is, but there's only 2 companies that work in the apartment complex I live in. And we kind of picked the most inexpensive, but I don't think the Wi-Fi is that great. It's $45 a month for the internet that I got. And the other company that I can get, the internet's gonna be like $55-$60 a month. Unless I get like on one of those. They have like a plan that I can get on. Maybe I'll call them and figure that out. But I kind of have to wait and see how this company, give them a chance and see how they work. It's a month-to-month plan, so I can cancel it anytime, which is good. Yeah, I don't know why I went live. I'm getting really, really tired all of a sudden. So I may end this here in a few minutes. So how are you, Helen? I'm doing pretty good. Like I said, I'm kind of tired. That's good. I have to work tonight. I work the night shift at my work. I work tonight and I work tomorrow night. I'm off Saturday. Well, I guess you can't say unfortunately. My mom and my stepdad are having company this weekend, and their company likes golfing. And the job I have is kind of like it's a mix between a driving range and putt putt. That's how I explain it to people. They ask me what do you do? I am a caddy at a place called Top Golf here in Indiana. And if you know Top Golf, there's only one Top Golf in the state of Indiana. Well, good morning, sweetheart. My bearded dragon just woke up. The lights are still off, but she is awake. I probably woke her up. She'll be alright though. She'll go back to sleep. She'll find a spot in her tank and go back to sleep. Yep, I work at a place called Top Golf. I'm a caddy there. A caddy is, I mean, in golfing, caddies are the ones that carry the golf clubs and all that. But a caddy where I live, yeah, where I work, we run the drinks to and from your bay. We take care of the bus carts. So it's kind of like a busboy slash server. We also clean off the bays. A bay is where you go to play the game. What is my pet name? I have two bearded dragons. One is a female. She is, I consider her a rescue, but she's not technically a rescue, but I call it a rescue because I got her off of Craigslist, which is a website that you can like buy things on, like animals, and you can buy like, stuff like that, whatnot. My ex-husband bought me her for my birthday 1 year. And then the following year, I got to know a breeder who is down in Texas, who I believe no longer does bearded dragon breeding. Me and him started talking as friends, which we are still very, pretty close friends. I mean, we talk on and off. I have a fiance, so sometimes he can feel a little jealous, I guess, that I'm talking to another guy. But I've been friends with this breeder for, well, let's see, Zozo's gonna be 4 this year in August. So I've been friends with this breeder for 4 or 5 years. And yes, he's the opposite sex, but I mean, obviously, we're not gonna be anything more than just friends. Um, in his name, The bearded dragon's name is Zozo. One of my ex-grandsons, one of my actually first grandsons from my previous marriage, his favorite show was Ghost Hunters. It's a show of like hauntings and stuff like that, and they, hunt, ghosts and spirits and demons and whatnot. Well, one of the ghosts or demons that they hunted on that show, his name was Zozo. Zozo is also, if you know anything about demons or spirits or that kind of stuff, Zozo is also Mama. It's the same demon. Well, before I got Zozo, I said to my grandson, I want you to name him, but there's some regulations of his name. The breeder I got him from, his favorite names always started with Z's. So I told him I want it to be a cool name, a unique name that not very many people name their dragons or name their animals, and I wanted to start with a Z. He looked at me and he's like, well, I like Ghost Hunters. I'm like, okay. He goes, okay. My favorite show is Ghost Hunters. I want to name him Zozo. And I said, that is perfect. And he is orange and yellow. And his theme for his enclosure, which I still haven't 100% done yet, which I would like to, is skeletons and, like fire. I still have to put the hammock in his enclosure, but he has a hammock. It's like a bed hammock that I can hang in his enclosure. And it is fire, orange and black with orange fire flames on it. Scarlet has one of those in her tank right now too, even though she's the color red. Her name came from her original name. When I went to pick her up, her original name was Red. R-E-D. Red. The color red. And I looked at my ex. Obviously, he was my boyfriend and husband at the time. And I said, I don't really like the name Red. He goes, okay. I'm like, what do you think of Scarlet? Scarlet is a color red. It's also a pretty cool name. He's like, okay. And I said, that's her name. Her name's gonna be Scarlet. She looks like a Scarlet, so her name is Scarlet. And she's an original, a normal colored dragon. Normal scale. Zozo is a hypo het. He has two genetics. His dad was gorgeous, and his dad was a orange hypo. His mom, well, they called it a citrus orange hypo het is what his dad is, I believe. I have the paper that I got from the breeder. I have it taped to the enclosure, so I always know who Zozo's parents are. And then the mother of Zozo is a yellow sunburst hyperhet. So that's where you get the hyperhet as his parents. I mean, Scarlet could be something different, but since I don't know, and by looking at her, she doesn't look anything like. I have her. There it is. There we go. But yes, that's my bear dragon's names and whatnot. So yes, if you want to know their names, that's their names. Zozo and Scarlet. Yes, I'm making sure that none of these, making sure all the diamonds are down. Yeah, they're really good animals. I love them. Now, my fiance is not too fond of them, but I told him when he realized I had two bear dragons, and I told him is we are a bundle package. You want to be with me, and you want me to live with you, and you want to, get married and live happily and all that good jazz. You have to deal with the dragons until their last breath. And when my babies pass away, which I hope is not is in a very long time from now, when they pass away, I would like to get maybe at least one more. I'm always going to have a bear dragon. When if there's time to go, which like I said, I hope is a very long time, like 15, 16, 17 years, maybe even longer. When it's their time to go, I will never breed them. I made a promise to the breeder that I got Zozo from that I will never breed him. And since I know nothing about Scarlet, her genetics, she can't be bred. I mean, if you wanted to be if you wanted to be not a very good breeder, then yeah, you could breed them together. But no, I will never, ever in a million years breed any bear dragons. How long do they live? In the wild, they don't live very long because of the weather, because of the forage, because of diseases. There's a lot of issues about the wild, bear dragons in the wild. But in captivity, as a pet, I have heard of bear dragons living up to 20 years. It depends on how well they're cared for. They have marrow bone disease, if they have, you know, malnourishment. If they're taken care of properly and fed properly and loved and cared for the right way, yes, they could live up to 20 years. But if they're not taken care of properly, someone who gets a bear dragon doesn't really, like, they kind of know, but they don't really know the proper way of feeding them and the lighting and all that good jazz, then the bear dragon will not last. It'll last a few years, yes. They are a very good, they can handle a lot. When a bear dragon gets sick, you don't always know that that bear dragon is sick because they eat insects, any insect. They can eat, there's worms called super worms. They can eat those, which they are high in fat, so you have to be kind of careful. You have to like portion them out pretty good. It's like, it would be like you were eating bacon every day if you fed them super worms every single day. Zozo has been raised on super worms. He is not fat. He is not overweight. He is not malnourished. He is a very healthy, happy bearded dragon. But I fed them to him in a certain manner. They cannot eat mealworms. Mealworms are too hot. The exoskeleton, the outside of the worm, is too hard for them to digest. They eat roach, not a cockroach. It is called a Dubai roach. As some people call them, a doobie roach. They do not, well, maybe, I'm not sure about Scotland. I don't know how warm of a climate Scotland is. I think from what I've heard, it's kind of like a wet climate. So Dubai roaches may not survive in Scotland outside of its habitat that you have to make up for it. Here in Indiana, if a Dubai roach gets out of its tub that you have it in, it would not survive. Another thing you can feed them, which I do suggest not to feed them. I do not feed them because they're high in parasites, is crickets. So those of their live, and they also have another worm that is actually a fly lure. Well, superworms is actually that is a, I don't remember what it's a larvae. So it goes from a worm to a beetle. You can breed them. I bred them for a little bit. I tried to. They usually died. They're very hard and very hardy to. They're difficult to breed. I would like to breed them because it'll make food a lot cheaper, less expensive for the live food. A lot of people do breed, but because of my fiance, my mom, and my ex, yeah, so they would not survive outside of the habitat that you have to make up for them. Dubai roaches survive in warm, humid climates. Scarlet's lights just turned on, and I think Zozo's lights just turned on. They're on automatic. Um, they're on these automatic things that make them turn on at a certain hour. And then they have greenery that they eat. They eat collard flower, or not cauliflower, collard greens, mustard greens, turnip greens. They cannot eat lettuce. Lettuce is high in water. So if, like, say, you notice that your dragon's a little bit dehydrated, you can mix some lettuce in their greenery. Another one that is, a lot of people are like, oh, well, it can eat kale. Kale is okay in a mixed green. Like, say you can do turnip greens, collard greens, mustard greens, and kale. You cannot do kale alone all the time. They can eat strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, watermelon. They can eat bananas. They can eat some fruit, but fruit again is like you eating M&Ms all the time. So you have to be careful of how much they get of it, because the fruit is high in sugar. And yes, if you're one, there are diabetic bearded dragons out there that have to shot every day, just like us humans with diabetes. It is not healthy for a dragon, for a bearded dragon, to be diabetic or to have too much fat content to become a beast, or overweight. It is not healthy for them to have high sugar. I mean, it's okay as a snack, like maybe once or twice a week. You can give them pieces of strawberry. The other thing that I used to feed them all the time, which I don't really do very much now, I will be buying some more sooner or later, is carrots. Carrots are good for them. I mean, they're a very healthy food, but only in you can only feed carrots like maybe once or twice a week or every other day, maybe, not all the time. But yes, they are pretty easy to take care of. They are a beginner lizard reptile, but they are not a beginner as in a crested gecko is another lizard you can buy, a reptile you can buy. They are one of the easiest. You get this like already pre-made food. It's a powder. You add water to it and you mix it up and you put it in a little dish and you throw it in their tank and you're done. But a crested gecko is not not a lizard that you can hold all the time. Holding them all the time would kill them. Same thing with there's a few lizards out there that are pretty simple. You just throw some food in there and you're pretty much done. I will show you guys the Scarlet. So hold on a second. I'm gonna lift this up a little bit. You get to see my messy room for a minute. I'm gonna show you guys. If I can get her. Hey, Mama. Let's say hi to people. Come here. There she is. Say hi. Say hello, people. Say hello. Oh, you're cold. You're cold, babies. Let's put you back in there. Come here. We'll drop you. Okay, so. That's Scarlet. Hold on, I'll show you guys Zozo. And here is Zozo. Look how pretty he is. Look at his pretty markings. He's kind of cold right now because his light just turned on. Yep. There's Zozo. See, that's Dragon for you. He's kind of dirty. He needs a bath. I need a bath. Yes, I do. Alright, I'm gonna put him back. Like I said, he's kind of cold. He can go back in the room. Alright, I'm back. Oh yeah, he's my baby. He's my baby. I need to give them both a soaking. It's already 8:30. I've been on for an hour. Yep, he's my baby. Yep, that's my babies. They're both my babies. So it's gonna eat her light. Same thing with Zozo. They have heat lamps. Yep, we'll warm them up. They're both cold because they've been sleeping all night. They're not really cold, but they're colder than they should be, I guess you could say. For during the day, here's the difference between a baby and an adult. Zozo is not a baby. He is small in his size because when it came to the breeder that I got him from, Zozo was the smallest clutch. When a dragon has eggs, they call it a clutch of babies or eggs. It's like I don't know, it could be up to like 20 eggs in one sitting, in one hatchery, I guess you could say. In his clutch, Zozo's clutch was the smallest, most petite, um, small in size clutch that this breeder has ever had. So I guess it's kind of like the luck of the draw. Zozo is small in his size, and it's because of the clutch that they had. They were smaller than they were supposed to be. Smaller than normal. And no, he is not. I kind of wish he was a really small, that is supposed to be petite, but they're very hard to find, very rare. Um, Zozo is going to be 4, I believe. I have to look at his paper, but I believe he's going to be 4 on August 25th. I believe is his birthday. Scarlet, I believe she's like 6 or 7 years old already. Because when I got her, I believe she was like 3 or 4. But we don't know her exact age. She could be older, she could be younger. But going by how long I've had her, she'll be 5. I'll have her for 5 years, I believe. Like I said, I'll have to look at the date because the date is on his birth. Zozo's birthday is on his enclosure. I have a little sheet on his enclosure that says his birthday on it with his mom and dad that I got from the breeder. And if you get a bearded dragon from a breeder, there is a very high possibility, it's more possible than not, that they will not give you any of the genetic paperwork. A lot of breeders do that, so you cannot breed their dragon. This Zozo is a product of his breeder. A lot of breeders do not want their genetics to be used to be bred. So if you plan on breeding, a lot of breeders will not sell to you if you say, I intend to breed your dragon. Now, if you get in an agreement with a breeder, you say, hey, I have this genetic, I would like to get one of your dragons to get your genetics and breed them together. Now, if you are in agreement with the breeder, a lot of times they will say, okay, well, you can breed, I'll let you buy one of my dragons, I'll sell you one of my dragons. You can breed it with your genetic that you have, to say you're a breeder. You're both breeders, both bearded dragon breeders. If you are in agreement, a lot of times they'll say, okay, well, I will lend you a male to breed with your female under one condition. You have to let me pick out a dragon after they're born. It's kind of like dog breeding. A lot of dog breeders will say, well, you have a very beautiful sire. That's what a female's called, I believe. Or even horse breeding. You have a very beautiful, gorgeous, top-notch stud. I would like to use your stud with my female. This is what I'm going to give you in return. Or when it comes to dogs, a lot of breeders will say, okay, well, I will stud out my male to you only if I get the pick of the litter. Because there's always one dog that is considered pick of the litter. Same thing with bearded dragons. A lot of breeders will breed their bearded dragon. I know I'm not placing any drills right now. I guess I'm not going to, so I'm probably going to go back to bed here in a few minutes. A lot of bearded dragon breeders. I mean, even Zozo, should have been kept behind and used in the breeding program that the breeder had. But since sometimes you do not know what the dragon's going to come out looking like, you'll sell the dragon, but then later on down the road, you would kick yourself for selling that dragon. Like, why did I sell him when he would have been perfect for my breeding program that I have going on, or the idea I had going in my head? But yes, there's a lot of times you're like, oops, I should have never, sold that dragon, or given that dragon to so and so, or or even there's even times that you breed the dragon, and you're like, well, this didn't end up the way I wanted it to. Oops, lesson learned. But yes, there are times that you can talk to your breeder and say, hey, I plan on starting my own breeding program. Is it okay if I buy one of your dragons and breed it? And they may say, no, I'm not selling you one of my dragons to be in your breeding program or whatever. Or they may say, only under this circumstance will I do that. And then they'll give you my lineages, and he is like, oh, there we go. Maybe. I don't know what was going on with that one. It was not in the right spot. Alright, guys, I'm gonna end this. I'm tired. I'm gonna go back to sleep for like an hour or so. And then I'm gonna get up. I'll probably watch a couple of videos, do some more garden painting. Maybe I'll jump on here about noon or so. Maybe not. I don't know. But as of right now, I'm exhausted. I don't know why I'm so tired, but I'm tired. And I'm gonna go back to bed. So you have a beautiful day, Helen. You have a beautiful evening. By the time I get back up, it'll probably be nighttime there. So I will see you around. Hopefully I'll see you in another one of my lives later on down the road. You guys have a great day. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Stay safe. Wear your masks. Stay 6 feet away. Try your hardest not to get this virus, because it isn't, from what I've heard and been told, and know from like family members that have gotten it, it's definitely not a fun virus to have. It's not a fun time. So you guys have a great, great day. Like I said, I'm gonna go back to bed. I'm tired. It was nice talking to you, Helen, and whoever else is in here listening. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.